Hello and welcome, I'm Natalie Lawrence. In this video I'm going to show you 5 different ways of pasting in an Excel chart into a Word document. If you're creating something like a business plan, financial reports or proposal, knowing the different ways of pasting in an Excel chart into a Word document will help you determine what it will look like and how it's going to be updated in future. So I'll show you how to bring up those 5 options now. If you go over to your Excel file, copy your chart, and then return to your Word document. Over here in the Home ribbon, where the Paste button is, underneath it you'll see a black arrow. Click on it and here are the 5 options. Let's zoom in so you can see them more clearly. Alright, so from left to right these options are: Option 1, use destination theme and embed workbook. Option 2, keep source formatting and embed workbook. Option 3, use destination theme and link data. Option 4, keep source formatting and link data. And option 5, picture. Let's have a look at options 1 and 3 first of all. So I'm just hovering over them and you can see the charts look exactly the same. And that's because both options have use destination theme. They do behave differently from each other though. So we'll have a look at the use destination theme part first. What this means is that when you copy and paste your Excel chart, the copy is going to take on the formatting, and that's the colour scheme and fonts of the Word document. That's your destination. So if your original Excel file has a different colour scheme and fonts, your copy is no longer going to look like it. Let's have a look at our original here. And here you can see it's got orange columns and the text that's in Garamond font. When we go to the Word document, the copy has a different appearance. It's got orange columns and the text that's in Franken Gothic book. And that's because the Word document has a different colour scheme and different fonts applied. Now if for example you're in a situation where an external company sends you a set of charts in their corporate colours and fonts, you now want to copy the charts and put them into your document, but you want the charts to have your corporate colours and fonts instead. Using either options 1 or 3 is going to manage that conversion for you, as long as your Word document has the right colour scheme and fonts applied. So you don't need to go into the charts and do any manual formatting. Let's have a look at the 2 separately. Option 1 embeds the workbook and option 3 links the data. So this is important in terms of how you're going to be able to edit the data in the copy in future. Let's look at embedding the workbook, and what this effectively does is it puts in a whole copy of the chart so you can edit it within the Word document itself. So with the chart selected, I'm going to go to the Chart Tools ribbon and then the Design tab. When I click on the Edit Data button, you'll see a separate window turns up here, and I'm just going to go and expand this a bit more so you can see all of the data. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change one of the figures. I'll change the Middle East one from 4% to 22%. And you can see just underneath this window, I'll shut this down, the column has now changed. The other thing to note about this is that the original actually hasn't changed. So you can make changes to the copy in the Word document without affecting the original at all. And that's via embedding the workbook. Let's have a look at option 3, which links the data this time. So let's put it in. And I'll select the chart. I'll go to Chart Tools and Design. And remember, this is linked now. So when I click on Edit Data, I'll jump straight back to the original file. And this time, when I make changes to the figures, such as this Middle East one, I'll change this from 4% to 22%. The change has now happened in the original chart, and it's also changed in the copy in the Word document as well. So if you'd like to make any changes to your copy in the Word document and you'd like to control them from the original file, linking the data is going to be the option for you. Alright, so let's have a look at options 2 and 4. And again, these two, the charts from these look exactly the same as each other. And that's because this time they both have keep source formatting as part of their option. However, they do behave differently from each other as well. Let's have a look at the keep source formatting part. What this means is that your copy is going to look exactly the same as the original. Let's look at our one here. We've got orange columns and the text is in Garamond font. When we go back to our Word document, it's exactly the same. Orange columns and the text is in Garamond font. So if you want your charts copy to look exactly the same as the original, you'll want to choose either options 2 or 4. Looking at them separately, this is the same as options 1 and 3. Option 2 embeds the workbook. So this allows you to make changes to the copy within the Word document itself, just by going to the Chart Tools ribbon, clicking on the Design tab and then selecting Edit Data. Now, another reason this might be useful for you is if, for example, you're planning to email or transfer the Word documents to another person or another location, but you still want to enable editing of the data for that other person or at that other location. So if, for example, you're sending a Word document from your home computer to your work computer, you can do so. You can edit the data within the chart at your work computer if you embed the workbook and you don't need the original file in order to make the changes. So that's embedding. Let's go back to the Word documents and look at option 4. This one again links the data, so just the same as option 3. Any changes in the original are going to show up in your copy. Now this might be useful if, for example, you've got monthly reports that you need to update, and those reports consist of multiple Word documents or multiple Excel charts. Instead of going into each file and each chart and updating them individually, linking the data from one workbook might be a faster option for you. So I'm going to open up my Excel file here, and I'm just going to split this in half along the screen. I'm going to go to my second chart here and copy it and then paste it in using option 4. What I'm going to do is I'm going to update both of these using the one file. So I'm going to go over to this figure here and change pears from 30 to 60% and change pineapples to 10%. Then I go back to sheet 1 and change these figures here. So I'm going to change Asia to 21% and Europe to 15%. And you can see as I'm making these changes, they're being reflected in the copies in the Word document. So I'm just going to go back, move this over here. Let's look at the Word document. So you can see what's happened is instead of me having to go into each individual chart, going to the Design tab and hitting Edit Data and making the changes, I can just do this all in one file. And because it's linked to the copies, they will update automatically. So it might make it faster for you, particularly if you've got a lot of charts that you need to update. All right, so let's take these out and recap options 1 to 4 again. Copy that and put this in. Choose Use Destination Theme and Embed Workbook if you want your chart copy to have a colour scheme and fonts of the Word document, not the original file, and you want to edit the data within Word. Choose Keep Source Formatting and Embed Workbook if you want your chart copy to look exactly the same as the original and you want to edit the data within Word. Choose Use Destination Theme and Link Data if you want your chart copy to have the colour scheme and fonts of the Word document, not the original, and you want to control any data changes from the original file. And choose Keep Source Formatting and Link Data if you want your chart copy to look exactly like the original and you want to control any data changes from your original file. Let's have a look at the final option, which is Picture. And as you can see here, this is a picture copy of the chart. As such, in Word, it treats it like a picture, so you can only format it as a picture. You can add borders, shadows, you can change the colours, but what you can't do is edit the data itself. There isn't an Edit Data button here. So if you find that you wanted to make any changes to the figures in your chart, you would need to go back to the original, copy it and repaste it again. Now, one thing that some of my clients have observed and said to me about the picture option is that the sharpness, particularly of the text, isn't quite as sharp as the other 4 options. So I'll zoom in so you can see what they're talking about, and you can see closely what you think about the sharpness of the text. I'm going to put in one of the other 4 options, so let's say option 4, and have a look at them next door to each other. You can see how the words look in the picture option here, and this is option 4. And to me the text does look, well, darker for a start. It does look different, maybe a bit sharper as well. It depends really on taste, but that's certainly the feedback I've had from some clients. Now, obviously the benefit with for some people when it comes to the picture option is that no one else can edit the data. So what if you want to do that, if you want to disable the option to edit the data within the Word document, but you'd like the crispness of the text within the other 4 options? Well, I can recommend one way of doing this. It's slightly longer than the picture option, but it does work just as well. All right, so first of all, you need to choose either one of the link data options. So however you want it to look, that's your choice, but you choose the link data options. Don't choose the embed workbook because that embeds the whole version of the chart and enables anyone who's got the Word document to edit the data. So you need the link data option first. Then save the document and go to the File menu. Over here, I'm just going to scroll down to the right-hand side and there's a link called Edit Links to Files. And if you click on that, this separate dialog box appears. The chart's already selected, so it's selected here in this dialog box, so we know exactly which one we're going to be working on. And over here, there are 4 buttons: Update Now, Open Source, Change Source, and Break Link. And what we're going to do is break the link. So what this means is that the copy of the chart is currently linked to the original. And if you remember, data changes can still be made from the original file. Breaking the link and saying yes to confirm we do want to break it means that any changes in the original file will no longer show up in the copy. So you can see there have been changes to the details here. I'll click on OK and go back to the copy. I'm going to go to the Chart Tools ribbon and then a Design tab, and you can see the Edit Data button has been greyed out. So I can't click on this and try and make any changes to the data within the chart. When I go back to my original file, I can change Europe to 4%, and that's affected the original chart, but not the copy. It's still exactly where it is. So that's how you can retain the sharpness of the first 4 options, but then switch off the ability to make any data changes to the chart that's within your Word document. All right, that's it. That's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you found that useful. Do subscribe to the channel because there'll be more videos coming out in the near future. In the meantime, you can also go to my website at www.natalielawrence.com to see more about how I help clients with their Word and PowerPoint projects and with their training requirements such as bespoke written guides and training videos. In the meantime, thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you back here soon.